Well, it's been a few days since I did an update on my Thunderbolt, and I haven't really worked on it. I just kind of put some primer on it and knocked it off flat. But I'm, because I have so many other projects going on. But because each step of the way was done to completion, it didn't take much to get the fuselage to look like that. This fuselage finish, there's no tissue on it. It's just Z-epoxy and primer. And there are still a few high spots, like right here. Getting something round is really harder than one would think. And could I paint it like this? Yes. But I will continue to tinker with the roundness of this for a while. I didn't go too much in depth on the sanding because I didn't feel that, you know, I sand so much. I didn't feel you guys wanted to see that. But I could be wrong. I mean, we could do thousands of hours of sanding video. But I think I've pretty much captured the essence of the old one. We're almost sanded to the right shape. I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. I did have to, let's see if we can see this on the other camera. I did have to reshape this area right here. I didn't have it quite right, so I took a rolled piece of sandpaper, and we're working on this, bringing it into the flat perfectly. But these little details right here take a lot of work to do and get right. This video, because I hadn't made a video in a few days, was, like I say, more or less just an update of where I'm at. And because there's good lighting in this shop, it's like the fuselage is being candled right on the bench. I can see the high spots. Now I'm sanding with 320. As soon as I get this, I've made this little T-bar. As soon as I get this to where I feel I have the shape pretty good, we're going to switch up to 400. This is 320, we'll switch to 400, and we'll leave it at that. Now, that fuselage took 2 cans of primer to get in that shape. And like I say, that's because it was sanded to the right shape before adding the primer. So we will end up sanding all of this back off down to translucent again, and then it'll get a coat of my custom gray paint. The custom gray paint consists of 2 ounces of silver, 1 ounce of black, and fill the rest of the quart up with white. And That looks pretty good. It's just a very, very light, subtle metallic gray. Matter of fact, if you look at that piece, this piece, you can't even tell there's any silver in it. It's just a light gray. But when you get it out in the sun, you can see the silver. Weather's kind of taking a turn for the worse again, so we're not painting. I did get my white ink in. I've got that profile P51. I'm going to be inking the green with some white ink like Al Ray did. So, we're going to be doing the cockpit as well today. I need to get the canopy mounted. I did get my other canopy in. We got this one to fit. Now I've glued my cockpit in and puttied it in and molded it more or less that it looks like it was part of the airplane build itself. We'll go ahead and finish blending it in. A few little primer on it, and then touch up the interior of it and finish detailing it. But when doing this method of finish, the biggest thing is to get all the primer off. It didn't add but an ounce. But I definitely want to get as much as I can off. So we're going to detail the inside of this cockpit up. We're going to make a dashboard, instrument panel. And that should be a pretty easy feat because I have this instrument panel right here. And what I'll be doing is I'm going to make a pattern. I'm going to put this on the computer and print out a piece of paper and shrink this down in size and glue these instruments to the panel. I also have, all the correct nomenclature and the switch panel and so on and so forth. So we're going to put all that stuff inside there, and this won't weigh anything because it's paper. So we'll get busy on that today. More computer work. So as I said, this was just a short update. I want to thank you for subscribing to my channel. Get in on the drawing because we're 2 days away from the birthday drawing. That's www.stunthanger.com. Birthday giveaway down there, and no cost to enter. Just enter it. We're going to give away the Agile Arrow kit from Jim Thomerson. And that was for Stunt Hangar's 10th year in existence. Next month we'll be giving away the Rogerio Ferretti timer for you electric guys. If you're not an electric guy, please don't enter the contest because we really want to know how it works. I'd like to have a report on that, and I'm sure Rogerio would appreciate that as well. This came from Brazil, so it cost him, you know, first some money to make it, and second some money to get it through customs and get it to us. So we want to make sure that he gets his bang for the buck, and you can find him in the vendor's corner. And make sure you like, subscribe, share. We're 532, so we're getting close to our 1,000 person mark. Hopefully we can get there. Things coming for this year are going to be the Brodak contest. I've got all this camera equipment I'm going to drag across country and see if I can't put together some type of production movie. I'm hoping that maybe Chris Rudd is there or somebody else that can give me a hand with the boom and the sound and the lighting and you know, I'm going to try to put together professional production. While my videos here in the shop may not look real professional, I've got the camera switch down pretty good, the editing for the camera. I'm sure that you know, Chris, that being his business, could do a better job, but hey, I'm just an old airplane builder, you know, an AMS. So I hope you're enjoying the Thunderbolt build, and I'm getting kind of excited. I'd like, you know, can hardly wait to see it finished. I sure hated losing that one there in Memphis a few years back. I think it was been 3 years already. But you know, they all have a life expectancy. If you notice here, you can see that I have a high spot. And I will go around and I will get all those high spots out of there, or try anyway, before I start sanding with 400. Because 400 will be just a open hand type spattering. Here we have a low. I'll have to hit that little spot with some spot putty. I broke this complete top off. I had to glue it back on and sand it round. It was either repair it or make a new one, and I decided, well, that's too much trouble to make a new one. You can see where this is a low spot right here. So you have two choices. You can either sand all the highs to the low, or you can fill it. Not very exciting. Yeah, we're going to have to fill that. Well, you can't feel that, but you sure can see it. It must be just a thousandth or two. So I'll continue to sand here. And we'll come back if something exciting happens. Or when I make the instrument panel. Okay. Time to check my work. And we know that spot there is low. And we got a high spot there. So just keep working the highs and the lows. Now, if you were to paint this, you probably would not be able to see them in light gray. If it was black, you could see it. But I want this model to look like it's made from plastic. So we're going to tinker with the shape of this, just like I did the other one, until it's perfect. Or as perfect as I think. Randy Powell says a finish is never completed, it's just abandoned. I agree with him 100%. So let's see what it looks like sanded with 400. And we'll put a dusting of primer on those spots. We're gonna need a swipe of the green putty up there on that spot. And like I say, it's only low by a few thousandths, if that. But I want it right. I might could do it with just another coat of primer up there. It's so close. So let's see what it looks like with a little primer over that and see if that high spot went away. And there's no need to keep painting the whole fuselage because we have plenty of primer on it. We just need to fix the small spots that we're working on. That's what I do. And that fixed it. Or brought it better. Yeah. So, we'll let that dry, come back to sand it with 400. So anyway, I'm going to cut the camera. I probably will put this extra footage that I shot in between at the end of the movie, so at the end of the video, so that you don't bore yourself with all the sanding. But I will sand and prime and sand and prime until this thing looks like it's made from one piece of plastic and the shape is correct. And then once that's all done, we'll sand it all back off. One light dusting and then a coat of the gray, and we'll be ready to start putting the trim on it. This one here should take some time, but the nice thing about the electric is that I can get it painted gray, get the basic trim on the airplane, and we can go fly it. I can do the inking a year from now, because there's not going to be any fuel get all over the airplane, and then I can clear it again and, you know, tinker with it as we go. I do like that about electric. I mean, it's not something that you have to have 100% sealed off and finished, cut and dried before you fly it. So we're going to get it in gray and go fly it. See how it works. And then we'll finish the trim. I may not like it, you know, instead of having to spend several million hours detailing it, it may not fly any good, and I just decide to hang it on the wall or sell it. But it looks pretty good. It's relatively light. As it sits right here, it's in the 50-ounce mark. No battery, of course. Anyway, till I see you again, fair wind, tight line. See ya!